Hey everyone, what's going on? Earlier today I was looking at Facebook and one of my friends had made a post about how he thought it was peculiar that Donald Trump would launch his new social media site on the date 2/21, especially with all of this, stuff with Russia and Ukraine going on. And if he would learn gematria, he would easily see why. But, I think he still believes in the whole left-right paradigm and that Donald Trump probably did this in spite of Joe Biden somehow, and, it's all about politics. And that's all just complete nonsense, If you're awake, you realize that both sides are controlled. Donald Trump is a puppet, just like Joe Biden is a puppet, and so on. But I figured I would look into this just to prove a point, and I remembered that back in October, I blogged about this website. It was actually established on the date 10/20/2021, which is Kamala Harris's birthday. And what's so interesting about that day is that it's a span of 4 months and 7 days after Donald Trump's birthday, like the number 47. And in gematria, if you write out Trump, it equals 47. If you write out president, it equals 47. If you write out White House, it equals 47. If you write out government, it equals 47. If you write out Republican, it equals 47. If you write out Democrat, it equals 47. If you write out DC, it equals 47. If you write out Truth Social, it equals 47. So oddly enough, Donald Trump would found this, social media site 4 months and 7 days after his birthday on Kamala Harris's birthday. And of course, the next president to be in office is going to be the 47th president, right? Think about this, the 47th president. And what's even more peculiar is that this date, February 21st, 2/21, it just so happens to be the 52nd day of the year, right? And let me just pull up the Gematrinator calculator here. I just want to show you what I'm talking about if you're new. Just using even the 4 base ciphers, right? A lot of times I use the Francis Bacon ones, but in these 4 base ciphers, the word president equals 52 and also 47, right? And the word White House equals 52 and also 47, right? And, government equals 52 and 47. This knowledge goes back to, Kabbalah that equals 52. I'm talking about how it's called gematria that equals 52. And I do talk a lot about these Francis Bacon ciphers where capital letters are absolutely important. And, it goes A through Z, lowercase is 1 through 26, and then a capital A is 27 up to a capital Z is 52, right? And that's interesting because Kabbalah stems back to, God created the world by letters, numbers, and words. And thus God equals 52. And the Francis Bacon ciphers. And then there's 52 letters. And a whole lot more, think about the 52 cards of a playing deck. And think about, all the royal family stuff. All these people who ruled the world for countless years. Think about the Catholic Church, right? And the Catholic Church who rules pretty much everything. And look at the word Pope equals in gematria. Like, the word Pope equals 52. And that's why Pope Francis came to the White House in the 239th year of the United States. And he went to the White House on the date 23/9, which is the 52nd prime number. And he also arrived in America on 22/9, which is the anniversary of the French Republic. And 52 days later, we got that ISIS Paris-France attack, right? And ISIS equals 52. And I bring that up too because that's the first time that Joe Biden actually met Pope Francis, right? And then Joe Biden's the 46th president, right? And he's the second Catholic president, and the word Catholic equals 35 and 46. Think about JFK was the 35th president, and Joe Biden's the 46th president. The only 2 Catholics. JFK died at the age of 46. He met the Pope 35 days after his birthday, and then he died later that year in 1963. And a whole lot more, That's why, a lot of the things with the Joe Biden becoming the president at the last election, it seemed to link up to Joe Biden, But Donald Trump also went to a Jesuit university, and he's linked up to the Pope, so really could have went either way depending on the narrative, but anyway, what's really interesting too, so, right, this is all about 47 and 52, and all of these things have these connections to 47 and 52. And if Joe Biden does die in office, Kamala Harris will be the 47th president. And if that happens, the next election would be the 48th president if Kamala Harris doesn't win or whatever, if Donald Trump doesn't run, who knows. But it's interesting because it will be the 60th election, and that would be the 48th president. And Donald Trump equals 48 and 60. And think about Donald Trump and the wall, and wall equals 48 and 60. And Russia also equals 48. And Mike Pence was the 48th vice president. And North Korea equals 48. And Donald Trump, when he won, it was the biggest election upset since 1948, which is the same year that North Korea was established. And, just never ending. Wall 48. So it's like, it just makes sense if he became the 48th president in the 60th election. But it is interesting to point out that Kamala Harris is, black, and the super N-word equals 60. It's also interesting that the NBA All-Star Week just so happened to be held in Cleveland right around this same time, right? And it hadn't been held in Cleveland since, 1997, I believe it was? Sort of thing. But pretty sure it was 1997, so it was held in Cleveland. And if you recall, when Donald Trump was running for president in 2016, it was right after the Cleveland Cavaliers made that awesome comeback and they won the first championship for Cleveland in 51 years or whatever on the anniversary of the real King James's birthday. And they have LeBron King James, and a Cavalier in history is a follower of King Charles, who was the son of King James, right? But everywhere in the media, they reported it as the first time in 52 years, right? But it was actually 51 years, 5 months, and 23 days. But all of the media sites, said that it was 52 years. And just think about this, the 52nd day. And then we have Cleveland hosting the NBA All-Star Week. And Cleveland also equals 48, right? Like Donald Trump and so on. But his national convention was held in Cleveland. And think about Grover Cleveland, who was the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms as the president. He was the 22nd president, and then he didn't win the election for the 23rd president, but he became the 24th president. So he's the 22nd and the 24th president. And Donald Trump's just synced up to that. His birthday and Grover Cleveland's birthday are separated by 88 days, and the word Trump equals 88. And that national convention was all linked up to the number 88. He came out to the song We Are the Champions by Queen, and that was 88 days after the Queen's birthday. And then Elizabeth Ann Warren equals 88, and she was linked up to Queen Elizabeth, and the word Elizabeth also equals 88. There's an episode of The Simpsons as well where Lisa Simpson, the woman, becomes the president after Donald Trump, and that's an episode called Bart to the Future that equals 88 in gematria. And then think about Back to the Future and how time travel, they have to go 88 miles per hour. And of course, they even say that Donald Trump is the basis for the character Biff Tannen in the Back to the Future movies. So there's some interesting relationships. Also with the stock market narrative that I keep following with Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris was born on the exact same day that Herbert Hoover died. And Herbert Hoover was the president during the stock market crash. And he died on 10/20/1964, the exact same day that Kamala Harris was born. And Kamala Harris's name equals 222 in the Francis Bacon ciphers, and Herbert Hoover's birthday was the 222nd day of the year, and just a whole lot more. I've explained it in other videos, but it's really linked up. But Herbert Hoover, H is the 8th letter, a lot like 88. That's why Super Bowl 52 was held in U.S. Bank Stadium. U.S. Bank Stadium equals 88, or U.S. Bank. And it was all about the kneeling during the national anthem. And, Super Bowl 52, I'm emphasizing this, right? And Donald Trump had called out the kneeling on the date 23/9, right? 52nd prime number. And they even said before the Super Bowl that he weighed 239 pounds, but the word kneel equals 88, and the Star Spangled Banner equals 88, and what is it? The word Kaepernick, I think, equals 88. It was all about 88. And this big number, Herbert Hoover, HH, U.S. Bank Stadium. And Kamala Harris really linked up to this narrative with, Herbert Hoover. Another interesting thing is that if Donald Trump does become the president again, he'll become the president in the year 2025. And the number 25 is another number synced up to Donald Trump. He read out Trump. Trump equals 25 and 88, like I said. Also 47 here. But recall, this is a really big number with the wall narrative and so on. Donald Trump, he eventually won $2.5 billion for the border wall. And earlier that year, he had addressed the nation about building the wall. Then on the 25th day, and there was that shutdown. But then on the 25th day of that year, which was also Trump's second year and fifth day as president, the shutdown stopped. And then Pope Francis called out Trump about the wall and so on. And Pope equals 25, Trump 25, Pence 25. Then he didn't get to go to the State of the Union, and then they later invited him, but they delayed it until the date 25, right? 25. And then there was Super Bowl 52. And think about Nancy Pelosi, who was the one who didn't invite him right to the State of the Union, and Nancy Pelosi equals 52, the reflection of 25, and she's the 52nd Speaker of the House, and then once again, President, White House, government, so on, all equal 52. So interesting, it would be the year 25. Donald Trump also won, they announced that he won the election on November 9th of 2016, which was the anniversary of the Berlin Wall coming down. And that was also in 1989, the last time the Bengals were in the Super Bowl. And Donald Trump's really synced to the tiger narrative. He's going to be 76 years old this year. It's the Chinese Tiger Year. That's why the Bengals were in the Super Bowl. That's why the Rams owner was born on International Tiger Day. That's why the owner of the Cincinnati Bengals also born on the same day as Herbert Hoover, to the 222nd day. But I'm just pointing this out because Donald Trump's full name equals 76. He's going to be 76 years old. The word tiger equals 76. Bill Clinton's going to be 76. George Bush is going to be 76 on the date 7/6. So a lot of interesting things with this year and so on. But Gerald Ford made a prediction that there would be a woman president. Like, he made this prediction in 1989, which was 22 days before the Berlin Wall came down. So just thinking about how Donald Trump's linked up to the Berlin Wall, And they think about how this year is the year 22. Trump's impeachment, too. How obvious, Remember his first impeachment was all about Ukraine and Russia, right? Russia supposedly helped him win the election in 2016, and Ukraine was the reason that he got impeached, right? And then now we're getting this stuff with Ukraine. Ukraine also equals 47. I don't know why I didn't write that in there. But Ukraine equals 47 to go along with all the other 47, and think about how it launched 4 months and 7 days after Donald Trump's birthday, and then now it completely launches right around the time of all this Ukraine and Russia stuff. But Great Depression also equals 76, like the Tiger Year. Herbert Hoover was the 31st president. The word tiger also equals 31. There's a lot of pig symbolism too, and pig equals 76 in Jewish gematria. And the same day that the Kamala Harris's birthday, when there was like I don't know what it is, a preliminary version of this Trump website, True Social, that launched. And somebody had put a bunch of pictures of a pig taking a poop on there or whatever. So, I know it's a part of that Chinese pig year that was all linked up to coronavirus and the vaccine and China and all kinds of stuff. And think about Francis Bacon, and that year I was following the date August 10th like no other, with the Tisha B'Av in France. So there's definitely an interesting narrative that's going on here. World Lion Day, think about tigers and lions, that's also August 10th. Same day Herbert Hoover was born. Could be, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting too, he's going to be 76 years old this year. His name equals 76. Possibly he could kick the bucket this year too, like, seen it happen enough, but who knows, Just, it seems like he's probably going to win the election again, become the president again, 2 non-consecutive terms. And while I'm on the thing, I also saw people talking about how the Super Bowl might be foreshadowing this same narrative because Aaron Donald was the one who hit Joe Burrow on the final play of the Super Bowl this year. Think about it. Joe Biden, Joe Rogan, Joe Burrow, Joe Exotic, right? The Tiger narrative, right? The year Tiger King came out, the Super Bowl was synced up to the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers and Joe Montana. Think about Joe Rogan and the Spotify drama just before Joe Burrow's in the Super Bowl. And it's all linked up to Tiger King. But Aaron Donald, think about Donald Trump and Joe Burrow, Joe Biden. So that is very interesting. And when you look more into it, the Super Bowl was actually 99 days before Aaron Donald's birthday. And Aaron Donald in gematria equals 99. He wears the number 99 and his birthday is 5/23, which is the 99th prime number. The last time the Rams won the Super Bowl before this year was in the season 99. Also, the word just Donald equals 99. Even more interesting is Donald Trump in the satanic gematria equals 5/23. And recall that it wasn't actually 52 years. When the Cavaliers won the NBA Finals, all of the news reported that it was the first sports championship for Cleveland in 52 years. But it was actually only 51 years, 5 months, and 23 days. 5/23, right? And Donald Trump equals 5/23 in the satanic cipher. Once again, the 99th prime number. But look, the Cincinnati Bengals were also established on the date 5/23, Aaron Donald's birthday. It's like, give me a break, This was all linked up to Aaron Donald. And what's even more interesting about the Rams is that they were originally from Cleveland, right? They were the Cleveland Rams. And they were the Cleveland Rams until their final year was 1945 as the Cleveland Rams. And they just so happened to make the NFL championship game that year. And they played the Washington Redskins. And that's interesting because, think about the Washington Redskins who just changed their name to the Commanders right after the Super Bowl too. Or just before the Super Bowl on the date 2/2. So there's something interesting there, but I'll explain it in a second because it's all linked up to what I'm talking about, this number 99. But if you go from the day that this Super Bowl was played or this national championship, it just so happened to be in 1945 and Donald Trump was born in the year 46. So it was 181 days before Donald Trump was born. And if you write out Cleveland Rams, it equals 181. And also 2/2/2. And 5/23 leaves 222 days in the year. And once again, Kamala Harris equals 2/2/2. Joe Biden just did that address about Russia at exactly 2/22 on the date 2/22/22. The Ukraine equals 222. Kamala Harris 2/22. Herbert Hoover born on the 222nd day. I think there is something important to the stock market and how it links up to all this and how it's important to Kamala, who I think is going to be the president, before the next election, right? But think about Cleveland, once again, with Grover Cleveland, the 9 consecutive terms, Donald Trump synced up to Cleveland. It's interesting. Then the Rams are originally from Cleveland. Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Bengals were actually founded by Paul Brown, who founded the Cleveland Browns. And the reason that the Rams moved out of Cleveland was because of Paul Brown and the Cleveland Browns. That's why they went to Los Angeles. And they even played each other in the 1951 NFL championship game, right? And, just what are the odds them two teams would even play each other just a few years after they move and whatever. But in relation to the year 45, Donald Trump was the 45th president, so. And in relation to the Redskins, remember when the Rams went to Super Bowl 53 earlier in that season, Alex Smith had got injured, right? And Alex Smith played for the Washington Redskins. It was the 99th season of the NFL, and all kinds of stuff happened with that. Alex Smith, he broke his leg, and it was like the exact injury that Joe Theismann, the Washington Redskin, had in a game, and both the scores were 23-21. And Alex Smith, though, he got hit by TJ Watt, who wears the number 99, and Alex wore that number 11 jersey, and it happened in the 11th week of the 99th season, and it happened in November, the 11th month. And J, right? J is 1, so 1, 1, 11. J.J. Watt was the 11th pick in the 2011 draft. If you write out the word 11, it equals 99. And if you write out Redskins, it equals 99. And they began their season on 9-9 that year. And Joe Theismann was born on 9-9, and he was the 99th pick in the draft. And then Alex Smith, he later came back exactly 99 weeks later. Swear to God, he came back 99 weeks later, and his first game was against none other than the Los Angeles Rams, right? 99 weeks later. There's all kinds of other stuff. Aaron Donald, he signed like a big contract 99 days after his birthday, and Sean McVay previously worked with the Redskins, and he became the Rams coach in the 99th season, and they lost to the Patriots, and New England equals 99, and it was all about 99, though. So I'm just pointing out this connection to the Redskins, and, they equal 99, and it's interesting that the last time the Cleveland Rams, or, the Rams played in Cleveland, it was against the Washington Redskins, and then now they changed their name to the Commanders. And also think about the Indians, right? The Cleveland Indians changed their name earlier this year to the Guardians. And they changed their name to the Guardians exactly 1 year to the day that the Redskins decided to switch their name to the football team or whatever. So, and Grover Cleveland is all linked up to the Indians and the Cubs World Series in 2016, the same year that Donald Trump won the rigged selection, But I'll explain that in a second. But Grover Cleveland, look, he died 99 days after his birthday. Grover Cleveland, 99 days after his birthday. Grover Cleveland, he died in 1908. And 1908 was the last time that the Chicago Cubs had won the World Series. They won the 4th World Series and the 5th World Series, like a 45. Then they got cursed by the curse of the Billy Goat in 1945. The 1908 World Series was against the Detroit Tigers. Think about the Tiger year. The 1945 year, when they lost to the Detroit Tigers and they got cursed by the curse of the Billy Goat. And think about how the Rams upset the GOAT, Tom Brady, to go to the Super Bowl this year. But the 1908 World Series was 108 days after Grover Cleveland died, right? And the Cubs hadn't won in 108 years, and the Willis Tower's 108 stories tall, and, the World Series ended in, 10 innings with 8 runs, like a lot like 108, and there's like tons of 108 that year, all with the Cubs. And, Back to the Future or whatever it was like 108 minutes long, and tons of stuff with 108 in the Cubs. But I'm bringing this up because that year when I noticed that Grover Cleveland was synced up to that, I also pointed out how I thought it was going to be related to the Cleveland Indians, and the Cleveland Indians ended up going to the World Series that year. And, of course, we got all that Dakota Access Pipeline stuff that was going on right around the same time as the Indians were in the World Series, Standing Rock, think about Standing Rock, and then whenever we got the kneeling stuff that year, right? Colin Kaepernick took a knee in 2016. But, the Indians were cursed by Rocky Colavito, and his birthday is August 10th, which is the 222nd day, which is also Herbert Hoover's birthday. And The Indians hadn't won since the 45th World Series, and that was in 1948, which was the year linked up to Donald Trump. You know, Donald Trump won the election, the biggest election upset since 1948. And, you know, think about North Korea equaling 48. Donald Trump had the meeting with North Korea, and the list goes on. But the MVP of that World Series was Lou Boudreau, and he died on the date August 10th, right? 108 or 810. And that's the 222nd day. And if you look at the president who was the president between Grover Cleveland, it was Benjamin Harrison. And Benjamin Harrison equals 222. And there's an interesting parallel with this because he was the 23rd president and his grandpa was the 9th president. And the 9th prime number is 23. And so think about it. His grandpa was the 9th president. He was the 23rd. A lot like 9 and 23. A lot like 23 and 9, the 52nd prime number. But William Henry Harrison was the first president to die in office. And right now there's been 8 presidents that have died in office. So the next president to die in office will be the 9th president. And Joe Biden just so happens to be 23 presidents. He's the 46th, so he's 23 presidents after the 23rd president. So, you know, it's interesting. And then think about the 99 stuff, right? 99, the 9th president to die in office, 23 presidents after the 23rd president, who was related to the 9th president. It's just an interesting parallel there. Plus their names was Harrison. Think about Kamala Harris. And I don't know. I just feel like there's a relationship there. Look at this. The Bengals owner, he was born on August 10th as well. Herbert Hoover's birthday. It's 222nd day of the year. You go from 523 to that day, it's 2 months, 18 days, and his name equals 218 in the Francis Bacon ciphers. This Paul Brown guy, the guy who founded the Bengals and founded the Browns, he just happened to be born in 1908. So he was born 76 days after Grover Cleveland died in 1908. Remember, Tiger equals 76, Grover Cleveland equals 215 in the Francis Bacon ciphers. So there's a lot of interesting parallels here. Lots of stuff going on with it. We'll see what happens. I just wanted to make a video, you know, to show some of these things that really stood out to me. Joe Burrow and Aaron Donald's birthdays are 201 days apart as well. The word Tigers 201, Rams 201. Trump's birthday's 5 months and 6 days before Biden's. And then think about all the Catholic stuff and the Jesuits and 56 and 201, the patterns with that. So it's also 159 days, right? And Donald Trump, or is it Donald John Trump? We'll look it up really quick. Donald Trump equals 159. It's Herbert Hoover, 159. Herbert Clark Hoover in the Francis Bacon ciphers equals 316. And the stock market crashed 316 days after his birthday, or before his birthday. Doesn't Trump equal 29 as well? That's interesting. You know, think about Trump and money and so on. And, you know, just once again, money, Trump, stock market. The stock market crash happened on 10/29, right? 10/29 and the year 29. And that's interesting because the 10th prime number is 29, right? So 10/29/29, it was when the president from the 29th state, Iowa, was the president. That's why Iowa has the Interstate 29 that goes all the way through it, north to south. That's why Kinnick Stadium was built in 1929. It's just some interesting parallels here. I think it's funny that I started talking about this at like 29 minutes into the video, too. I had no intention of even talking about it. It's funny. The 10th prime number. Just trying to think. You know, in relation to the stock market and the number 99, back when Prince Philip died, he died on the 99th day of the year at the age of 99. And of course, it was all linked up to the volcano symbolism. And that's why we got that volcano eruption on the same day he died in St. Vincent. But the word queen equals 99 and the word Vulcan equals 99. And Queen Elizabeth became the longest reigning British monarch of all time on the date 9/9 in 2015. But the same day that he died, we got the death of DMX. And I remember talking about how DMX was linked up to the stock market crash. And because he has an album called The Great Depression. So I don't know. I feel like there's something more related to that. 99 and whatever else, and talked about how, Donald John Trump equals 185, just like how stock market crash equals 185. Stock market crash equals 185. And Joe Biden's birthday was 185 days. Oh, hold on, it's Kamala's. Joe Biden's birthday, I think, was, what was it? Hold on. It was 2016 to the day that Donald Trump met Pope Francis. It was 185 days, also 6 months, 4 days. So like Joe Biden equals 64. Stock market crash. And remember, Joe Biden met Pope Francis on the anniversary of the stock market crash this year. And we got a story about the Iowa governor, Kim Reynolds, in the media that same day. And Kim Reynolds became the governor of Iowa on this exact same day that Donald Trump met Pope Francis. And that was 456 days before Joe Biden met him. And then the show Squid Game, with number 456, it's all about money and drowning in that pig narrative. And Iowa is the leading producer of pigs. And Terry Branstad, the Iowa governor, had stepped down. That's why Kim Reynolds became the governor. And he became the ambassador to China. And I'm telling you, 2019 was that big year with the Chinese pig year. And that's why Squid Game is the piggy bank. And that's why when Donald Trump's website first opened up with the beta version or whatever it was, they had that pig that was pooping on that website. It was all about the pig year and money and bacon and so on. So I don't know. There's an interesting narrative here. We'll watch out for see what happens with the money and whatever else. But I'll leave it at that. You can do some more research yourself or whatever. It's getting late, and I got to upload like 3 videos, hopefully, before I go to bed. So we'll see what happens. Have a good one. Peace.